I mean, I'm right in the middle of two major highways right here.
And now to our homeless crisis. Oregon Department of Transportation crews are putting up more boulders along sections of I-5 to stop homeless people from camping there.
Wow, in the last 20 years, they probably spent $5 billion in the Portland area, and they still can't solve the problem. They keep trying stuff. Like I've said before, they should go to the churches and have the churches go down there and help out and get these people on the straight and narrow. I mean, I don't have any other ideas other than that, and it'll never happen because of course, the liberals in Portland are like, oh, we're atheists and we don't want to have the churches involved. We're just going to spend more money and raise more taxes.
They argue the camps are safety hazards. But as Blair Best reports, the increased crime in downtown Portland is forcing some homeless people to move farther out, ending up on the side of freeways.
The constant hum of the freeway, now the norm for Randy, who's been homeless for the past few years.
It's really loud.
He ended up along this section of 405 a few weeks ago after city crews cleared his previous camp.
We're at least trying to stay out of the way, you know what I mean?
Today, he's getting cleared again.
We woke up to rapid response coming to the tent and saying, hey, we're here to clean up all your stuff.
For years, the city and the state have been trying to move people like Randy off these busy roads.
This is really first and foremost a safety issue. It's dangerous for campers to be on the ODOT property right next to the state highways.
Don Hamilton at the Oregon Department of Transportation says the only tactic that works, dumping boulders in place of homeless camps.
They've tried this before, and the problem with this is that the homeless move to neighborhoods with kids and stuff, and they camp on the streets, and of course oh my God, the liberals don't care about how much carbon these excavators and dump trucks bringing all this rocks in, how much they're spewing into the air. They don't care, but I mean, it's just, it's a sad situation, and I mean, like I said, get the churches involved or nothing's going to happen, and they're going to keep spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year on this.
It's kind of a last resort where we use these to try to make sure that the campers, the illegal campers, are not on state property.
They've been doing this for several years and are starting it back up again now that the weather is changing.
This is especially dangerous in the winter when the roads can get slick and icy and cars can go spinning off the road.
Isn't that special? They're worried about the slim chances somebody's going to get hit by a car if they're homeless, but they don't care about the legalized drugs that all these people are using. And of course, I mean, all drugs are legal in Oregon. I mean, technically.
Just north of Delta Park, ODOT crews you can see here are unloading tons of boulders to try and deter homeless people from setting up camp along this section of I-5.
I think it's a little overboard, a little excessive, if you will, just to keep a little camping from happening. Yeah. If they had an alternative, that would be one thing. I don't know where everybody's gonna go.
Sean lives along the freeway near Delta Park. Rapid response crews just told him he had to move.
From the city and the state's perspective, they don't want you guys camping out here because they say it's unsafe. Do you feel unsafe?
Well, I feel unsafe as to the fact that now I have no tent over my head and it's going to freeze again tonight.
No, I live up that way.
This is Tom. He's been homeless for 7 years and says it's safer living along the freeway.
Everybody's stabbing each other in the back of downtown. Out here I got friends.
ODOT is using hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars to install these boulders and keep the freeways clear, while trying to help those who are displaced along the way.
We would often offer them brochures and materials about where they can get assistance.
But for some, that's not enough.
Man, come on. Take our ass there, help us, actually help us, that's what we need.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Have you noticed that as everything around you seems to decline, one thing still grows? It is the power of your rulers. None of their plans and directives have solved your problems or made your life better. The only result has been their increased control over you at the cost of your freedom. Do you know why? You gave them the power.